everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about a U-turn versus a three-point turn. And I'll be answering the question of which one is better, okay? So you have two types of turns, two ways to turn your car around in a specific area, within a specific area, okay? You got a U-turn and you got a three-point turn. Now, which one is better? Well, it all depends on the situation. I can't tell you that one is better than the other in every situation, but I can tell you, however, that in certain situations, certain ones are going to be better, okay? Let's get right into it. So I'm just gonna get right into it, okay? A U-turn is essentially faster and requires fewer movements, which actually makes it sort of safer in specific ways. But it also requires more space. So a U-turn is generally a little bit safer, just a little bit safer if you do the right safety checks. It's a little bit safer and it's a lot faster, but it does require more space. On the other hand, a three-point turn is a bit slower, okay, and requires more movements, okay, which makes it just slightly not as safe, so slightly less safe, but it requires very little space compared to a U-turn. When you compare the minimum amount of space, when you compare the minimum amount of space required to make a U-turn versus the minimum amount of space required to make a three-point turn, we're talking about like night and day. A three-point turn requires this much space compared to a U-turn, which requires this much space, okay? So essentially what it comes down to is this, and then there's a little caveat at the end. There's a little something extra to tell you, so stay tuned to the end, okay? What it comes down to is this. If you have the space and experience to make a U-turn safely, then a U-turn is better. However, if you don't have the space, then a three-point turn is better. So each one is better in a specific way. Now, I know you remember that I said that a U-turn is safer because it has fewer movements, fewer maneuvers within it. And that is true. However, okay, if you are an inexperienced driver, it can actually be more dangerous. And that's because you are in one movement going across traffic, which means that you are looking for a safe gap and you require a smaller time gap of no cars being there. And because you require a smaller gap of no cars being there, because it's just one movement, instead of like 3 points, you're just like you're going around in one movement. You need a smaller gap, right? You're more likely to make a hasty decision to say, oh, I'm safe, and then boom, you get into an accident. And I will say this, statistically, way more people have gotten into accidents because of U-turns than three-point turns. And that's also because when you're doing a U-turn, you are going at a much faster speed than when you're doing a three-point turn. So for an inexperienced driver, I think a three-point turn is safer. But for an experienced driver, I think a U-turn is safer. I know, mine is like that, I know. Now, what it comes down to is this. If you came to this video to get one answer, which one should I do? Which one's better? I'm sorry, I can't give you that answer, but I've told you which one is better for certain situations. If you have a lot of space and you are an experienced driver, then go for the U-turn. If you have a little bit of space or you are an inexperienced driver, then go for the three-point turn. So depending on which of those you find yourself in, that's the one that's gonna be better. And that's it. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.